Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Now I have changed the angles of things slightly because I'm going to do something that I want you to see. And so I had to tilt the computer down towards here, towards the table. Now what I have is an Elijah Craig 12 years old. And I have an Elijah Craig small batch non-age statement, which is said to be 7 or 8 years old, or is it 8 or 9 years old? Somewhere in that 8-year vicinity. And the reason why they did this, they discontinued this one so that they could have more 12-year-old stocks to make the bottle of Wow, which would be the Elijah Craig barrel proof. Now, other people have done this particular comparison before, but they came along and did it with a bottle of 12 that was maybe down to here, and a fresh new bottle of NAS, like to the top, and they just popped it, and they would try this one that was just popped against this one that had been open for months, and the level was down to here. I'm going to be a little bit more scientific about it, and I'm going to open these two bottles at the same time. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. So now, without any more preliminaries, I will take the plastic off here, and I will take the plastic off here. Hopefully I can do it as well as I did the other one. Well, here we are. Oh, there we go. There, that's gone too. The plastics are gone. Now we have some dust on this bottle because it's been sitting under my bar for a while. Don't worry, I have two more full ones like this. And I have this one here, which I bought, what was it, last week when I went to the store. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one right now. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. It's dry to there, and then it's wet. But I didn't shake it or anything. So I don't know. This is the Elijah Craig, 12 years old. Where it says perfection takes time, and so on. But I'm going to pour me a glass of this. Oh, that came easy. The cork is thinner. It's not as big an opening on the bottle as the old one. But it pours just as easily. And I think I have just the right amount. Maybe a couple of drops more of this one. I am smelling good bourbon. I don't even have to put my nose to it. I'm getting good bourbon already. Well, let's see. The 12-year-old is a wee tad darker than the NAS. That's to be expected as it's been in the wood a little longer. Well, let's start nosing. Let's see. Oh, there's the beautiful familiar cherry, caramel, vanilla, and a little bit of spice. There's the little bit of rye. And the wood. And everything that I have grown to love of the Elijah Craig 12-year-old. That aroma is fabulous. Now, we will go to nosing the small batch non-age statement. Oh, wait a minute. Where did everything go? Okay. It has a similar nose, but not quite as intense. Still smells very good. Let's do this again. The older one has a little bit more fruit, more cherry. The balance between the rye and the corn are about the same. Yet this one has a depth and a richness that the non-age statement does not have. You probably don't want to see my fat belly anymore, do you? There. Okay. I'm getting something minty out of the non-age statement small batch. Something minty that's probably from the rye. I don't find the vanilla and caramel quite as thick with this one as with the 12-year-old. Let's go back. Oh yeah. Here there's a little bit more of a fruity note. Right away, the cherry comes out at me. But then the vanilla and all the other flavors or all the other aromas that I get are more intense with the 12-year-old. And strangely enough, I'm not getting as much of a mintiness as I do with the small batch non-age statement. Oh yeah, much more minty, like spearmint. I don't get that spearmint from the 12-year-old. 12-year-old, I get more cherry, more vanilla. Oddly enough. This one gives me a rye note too, but it's more of a dill rye note than this one, which is decidedly more spearmint. They are both equally bottled at 12% alcohol by 47% alcohol by volume. The 12 was me slipping to the 12-year. Yeah, there's some spearmint here too with the 12-year-old, but it's more of dill and spearmint for the rye component. And here, oh, definitely more spearmint. I will let them sit just a little bit longer. Okay, let's go again. Spearmint and dill. vanilla. Spearmint and dill. Yeah. Spearmint, not so much dill. Here's vanilla there too. Okay, let's taste this. Definitely spearmint. Spearmint from the rye. On the palate, I'm getting some caramel. A little bit of spearmint. A little bit of water. A little bit of oat cake. Mmm. Mmm. There's that cherry note that the small batch non-age statement doesn't seem to have. Is that cherry note. Definitely more influence of the oak. More tannins, more woodiness, if that makes any sense. Excuse me. Excuse me, all the hell. This is what happens when you're on your fourth and fifth whiskey of the evening, which is where I most happily am at. Oh, vanilla. Vanilla and dill and caramel, wood. Very nice. Let's go back. Wait, let's have a little bit of oat cake. Takes time to do this right, you know. Water. Non-age statement. There's a year on here. The year 1789. Right there on the bottle. 1789. Made me think of a song by Alan Sherman. Oh, King Louis was the king of France in 1789. He was worse than Louis the 13th. He was worse than Louis the 14th. He was worse than Louis the 15th. He was the worst since Louis the First. Alan Sherman was a genius. And you got me to sing. This stuff got me to sing. Ah, now I'm getting caramel. Caramel along with the spearmint. Very smooth. Spearmint instead of cherry. It's definitely nice. But it's not the 12. I'll go back to the 12 now. The 12 has just a little bit more richness and depth. And it has that cherry note, which is conspicuously absent in the non-age statement version. I'd have to say right now that both are really good. Can't go wrong there. You can tell that the non-age statement is younger. It doesn't quite have the richness and depth of the 12. And I'm saying this right now because I can compare them. I opened them up at the same time. And what I plan to do is every time I take a dram of this one, I will take a dram of that one. And the fill levels will go down gradually. And I may come back a few months hence and try them again when they are equally down to whatever level. And so far, and it's lovely. Yeah, I know I'm probably torturing you people who can't get the 12 anymore. But in the interest of science, got to do this thing correctly. The spearmint is fading. At least on the nose, that is. It's a little harsher. Where the 12 is a little smoother and has that cherry note. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, that the rye expresses itself a little bit more on the dill side with the 12-year-old than it does on the non-age statement. Ooh. And with the 12-year-old, there's a little bit more complexity. I'm getting a little bit of that Tootsie Roll chocolate out of the 12 now. Especially on the nose. And on the palate, it's there with the cherry. I do not get any chocolate. Wait a minute. Now that it's had more than 15 minutes open, no, it's not the same. I'm not getting so much the Tootsie Roll chocolate note as I am getting that spearmint again. I mean, if you love spearmint, The Elijah Craig small batch is right up your alley. Nothing wrong with it. It's wonderful stuff. But if you compare it with the 12, you'll find this to be richer and more complex. And on the nose, there is that chocolate Tootsie Roll note that you don't get, or that I don't get on the small batch non-age statement. This has been an interesting little exercise. I wasn't going to do a fourth whiskey video tonight, but now that I had both of these bottles, I had to do it. And so, cheers into your very good health. Please drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. And I think this is going to be my last whiskey video of the night, because I'm starting to mess my words up a little bit. Please drink responsibly.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.